Hi, and welcome to Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I'll be doing a collective read. Now, for those of you who have been here before, thank you so much for your patience. I know that this is my first reading back after about 3 weeks, and let me tell you, moving is never easy. As you can see, it's late at night, and this is not the setup that I normally have. It's similar, and it's likely going to change a little bit until I get things actually settled into my new space. But that's kind of why I wanted to do this reading today. And I'm going to put this down because this is an energy that's kind of like a two-part energy. If this resonates for you, then this is your message. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Maybe it'll be a different message another day. But the reason why I wanted so badly to do the reading today was because for the last couple of days I've been getting the same energy. And like I said, this is not my normal setup, but I threw something together so I could do the reading. Sorry about all the shadows. I don't have enough lighting yet, but the point is, there has been an energy lately of something coming forward. And the reason why I say something coming forward is because the dreams that I've been having as of late not only speak to me personally in my own life, but there is this weight to them that makes me feel like the collective is also feeling this as well. And this has to do with communication from the past. Obviously, we're moving into Mercury retrograde, and so that is not super surprising. However, the dream that I had, if I could just break it down into the basics, there was someone that I know from my past, and I have not seen them for a really long time, and I haven't heard from them for quite some time. But in my dream, they came to see me. And they had a really large backpack on, not just any backpack like a school backpack, but a backpack that someone would pack up really large if you were going to do like a 4-day camping trip, like a really large backpack, or when people go backpacking. And they came to where I'm at and they visited with me. We had long conversations, lots of deep diving, lots of deep, honest conversations. And then they told me, Angel, I have to head back, but we'll be in communication. And before they left a letter. And the letter was almost about the size of an oracle card. Maybe the paper that it was on was about this wide, khaki colored, or like light tan, or something like that, and maybe pretty long. Like, it almost seems like a stationery that this person wrote, maybe in a moment of remembrance or emotional, like reminiscing. So in that, not only for me, it speaks for messages for me, but I felt like the collective, you may be connected to someone who is very outdoorsy, someone who loves to go camping or backpacking, or is an outdoorsman, like I said. You may be, I just was going to say, you may be expecting communication. And that wasn't what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say was you may be receiving communication via email, via long text message or messaging app, or a physical letter. But when I said expecting, it may be that you all have been waiting a very long time for said person to communicate to you. And then at that point, I already knew, okay, I've got to do this reading for the collective because this energy is about something coming forward that has been, it's like anticipatory. You've been waiting on it. You've been hoping on it. You've been expecting it. Like there's like a time that you've been expecting it. And also not just for you, collective, but on the other end, the person coming forward is wanting to come forward. I'm not really sure why this energy has had these delays in their path, but regardless, it was enough of a message to me, for me, to say, okay, the collective needs to have a reading about this. I need to clear some sort of space, start reading again. So that was what I was thinking 2 nights ago. And then last night I had a dream again about this same person saying the same thing to me in a different setting, talking about, Angel, I'm moving. I'll be moving soon. And I remember asking them, where are you heading towards? And the answer that I got wasn't quite clear. It was a little bit muddled, as dreams can sometimes be, but I got the impression that this person was making a plan to move from where they currently live. So again, I do feel like this ties in with the collective energy. Collective, you've been waiting for communication, confession, some sort of letter, text message, email from someone. Only you know who this person is and what they are to you, but you have been waiting, expecting, hoping, longing for this communication. But here's the thing that I want to underline and I want to like put in bold is that it's not just you, collective, waiting for this communication or hoping or expecting. It's also this energy wanting to do this. They're not saying it outright, but energetically, they're almost there knocking at your door. And so this is what this message is about, because I keep hearing and feeling so strongly that somebody wants to be able to communicate, to be honest, to fully disclose to the collective that not only are they moving forward in a truly physical way, they likely are moving their homes, but moving forward in life, moving forward in healing. So let's see what is going on. Let's get a couple of cards to start. Hey, Spirit. So the first card that we have is, I can't even make that up. I can't make that up. I can't make that up. This literally just came out. And at the bottom of the deck, we have challenges. Make a decision, work on inner healing. So this person, whoever they are, wants to come forward with some sort of confession. Now, it could be confession about maybe, I just heard half-hearted truths. Like maybe what is going on is this person had been telling you only a part of the story. Only an aspect of the story, that there was more to it than what they originally explained or even offered to you. And at the bottom of the deck with challenges is there's a reason why they didn't fully disclose it. I mean, this could be challenges as far as their self-worth. Maybe there's a bit of shame. Maybe there's a bit of guilt. Maybe there's a bit of worry about how they would come forward towards you to confess, to have this moment of clarity, of honesty. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. Spirit, what else do we have for the collective? So we have they'll be back and health. So they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Okay. Literally just said that you all are expecting it, but also they want to come forward. Now here's the thing that we have, that it could be a lot of things. Health issues could arise. Now, especially when it kind of piggybacks after confession and they'll be back and then there's health. A lot of the time I feel like it's, for some, if this pulls on that heartstring, it could be like maybe they've, been fighting with, a health issue, whether it's something like maybe they have an injury, so they literally can't come see you because maybe, a knee issue, a shoulder issue, a hip issue, or maybe they got injured at work. But more often than not, when I see health issues could arise, I see this a lot about mental health. This is about worry. This is about anxiety. This could be about depression. This could be about, limiting self-talk, having kind of, what's the word I want to say? A negative self-opinion of themselves. Bottom of the deck, we have distance. This person, again, when I say that they want to come see you, and I saw the backpack, and they said to me, Angel, I'm moving. First dream was they came to see me. They came to visit me. They came with a full backpack on and left me a long, long letter, probably outlining what they wanted to confess. And then the second dream I have was almost like a continuation, talking about I'm moving, Angel. And I don't know how or why, what were the stipulations of it, but if this resonates, this person who's coming towards you, collective, is making the move either very soon or as we speak. This is July, what is today? July 19th. Something like 10:30 p.m. or 11:30 p.m., something like that. I don't know what time it is, but it's Saturday night. July 19th. At this point, they either have already started packing to move or they are about to move. It's very clear. And I'm not really sure why this is so strong, but this distance makes me think that this person, oh my goodness, okay, this person is at a distance from you, but they want to close the gap. When I hear close the gap, I don't mean physical. Yes, they do want to be closer to you, even if you all are just an hour away. They somehow want to be closer to you. But more so, they want to close the emotional distance. Again, this health card coming up. Again, when I see something like that and it follows right after confession and they'll be back, a lot of the times I feel like the health issue has a lot to do with negative self-talk, having low self-esteem, shame, guilt, fear, anxiety, maybe some trauma in the past that makes it hard for them to speak up about their feelings. That's the kind of thing I'm hearing. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so we have Guardian. Oops. Guardian. A lost loved one watches over you. Now, it could be very well that this person has a past family member, ancestor, that is watching over them. Just because that's what the card literally says. But from an intuitive standpoint, collective, this feels like, and only, don't make this fit. Don't go through mental gymnastics to make this work. If this is for you, it'll resonate. It'll pull on that heartstring. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. It might be another message for another day. But when I see this card, this makes me feel like there's something that is pulling on the heartstring of your person, collectives. Something has been driving them. Something has been pushing them. Something has been encouraging them to move forward, to facilitate, or to, I guess the best way I can think of it is encourage them, or to kind of, I don't know what word I'm trying to find, but it's that this health card that says, the health card that when I see it in this situation, I hear negative self-talk, shame, fear, guilt. That's what's holding them back from coming forward with this confession. I don't think, even with all of this, I don't think it could hold them back for long. I think they've been holding it back long enough, and they are going to be back. This is not up for debate. They are going to be back. When? A little unknown. But the only thing that's slowing them up is their own inner monologue. And this guardian energy, this ancestor energy, spirit, guide, source, their God, their deity, whoever, the stars, whatever they believe in, has been guiding them or encouraging them, incentivizing them to come towards you. And it's interesting. It's like this person already already knows that they want to come towards you, collective. Hence, these dreams that I'm having of a person coming towards me or towards the collective and saying, hey, I'm going to be moving. I want to talk to you. I want to discuss. I want to divulge. I want to be honest. Here's a letter expressing how I feel. I am moving. I want to close the gap. I want to close the emotional gap and the physical distance. At the bottom of the deck, we have intimacy. So this person, for some of you, because it does say it is like physical intimacy, but it doesn't always have to be physical intimacy. It could be, just vulnerability. Like maybe this is someone that hasn't really been forthcoming in their deepest, most vulnerable emotions. It almost feels like, and I don't know why I'm getting this now, it almost feels like as if this person around you, collective, they feel truly seen, and that makes them feel wildly vulnerable, and they don't really know how to handle that. And I don't know how this person appeared in your life before. I know how my person appeared in my life before, and I can understand that a certain level of truly being seen, being that exposed, being that vulnerable is a lot for some people, and some people run away from that. This is why I say here they will be back. They need to say something. They need to I'm hearing put the cards on the table, not just because I'm doing tarot and oracles and things like that, but they literally want to put the cards on the table with some sort of explanation. Because something has been guiding them, incentivizing them, encouraging them. Call it a spiritual awakening if you want, but something is prompting them to come forward. Okay, let's get one more card, then we'll get some tarot. Communicate. Compromise, forgive, work it out. I don't know how much more this could be. Like, I knew these dreams were for the collective. I could feel it. Like, yes, they were dreams for myself. Yes, they speak to me in my own way, but I also felt like this was a message that needed to go to the collective. And I have, okay, so this card is in reverse, cycles in reverse. This is telling me that this person who wants to have a confession, they know they want to come back. You know, you can feel their energy coming back. They may be having some low self-esteem or some shame, guilt, or fear, but something is incentivizing, encouraging them, prompting them to come towards you and communicate and tell their truth, because they want to end certain negative cycles between you two in their lives and in your love connection, in whatever form it takes place. Okay, so I was going to go get tarot, but I'm being told to get clarifications with more of these cards, so let me just go ahead and give them a good shuffle. I knew those dreams were for the collective. I mean, yes, they spoke a lot to me, but anyways, let's just keep going. So tell me more about this confession. What does the collective's person want to talk about or confess? Oh, hold on. Got the one there, but there's one on the table. Sexuality. Someone is still figuring themselves out. Now, this could very well be someone trying to figure out, as they say, how they identify, what their orientation is. But at the same time, it's not just sexuality as an identification or orientation, but also in proclivity. Now, it may make some people uncomfortable, but I'm reading it as the way it's coming out. The confession that this person has to tell you, collective, especially if this resonates in like a romantic connection, is that this person expresses their love in a very specific way, has certain appetites or proclivities that, again, with this health card where I heard shame, guilt, fear, that they feel, a little ashamed about or afraid to share. If this is about identification or orientation, it takes someone a great deal of strength to come out to friends, family, and those that they love, when they've been holding back their most authentic self for so long. It's a daunting step, but it's one that's defining and truthful. So in whatever way this is, like I said, it could be identity, how they identify themselves, their orientation, or their certain appetites or proclivities. Like, I'm not here to judge. If people like toes, people like toes. You know what I mean? If people like XYZ, that's them. But this is what this connection about. This is about some sort of carnal energy, or orientation, or identity. And it's a big part of a lot of the fear, the shame, the guilt, the uncertainty, the anxiety that they feel. It's part of the reasons why they hold back. I'm hearing that if they really knew who I was, then maybe they wouldn't love me or like me. And it's very sensitive for them. So just, collective, keep that in mind. So let's get some clarification on they'll be back. Clarification on they'll be back. Whoop. Okay, so then we have honeymoon phase, or attending someone's wedding. Interesting. With the, I'm just gonna say it the way I heard it. The they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Is they're hoping to create a new beginning, a new start, a new happy honeymoon phase. And the thing is, I'm just gonna say how I hear it is. This person is hoping to start a new honeymoon phase, to start again, to be okay. Hold on. What I'm hearing is, for those that this is connected, the right collective will understand. When you first met this person, there must have been something that just automatically clicked. Whether or not it was an intellectual, whether or not it was a physical chemistry, something immediately clicked. And this they'll be back is not only the universe saying, yes, this person is coming back. On their end, they're making all these moves. They're making life decisions. They're moving both internally with healing and growth, but I get the feeling they are physically moving, possibly to be closer towards you, or to at least close the distance emotionally and physically, so that there is a chance, a fighting chance, to bring this honeymoon stage back. But the thing is that I'm hearing is they want the honeymoon stage, but they know that this is a step-by-step process. They want to come back. They want to come forward. They want to talk. They want that honeymoon phase. They want that wrapped up in emotion. But they also, I'm hearing, they also understand that this can't just be from the jump. Trust has to be earned. Vulnerability needs to be given and protected on both ends. Okay, so let's look into health. Again, when I see the health card, I think about someone who has, maybe some self-worth issues, some anxiety, maybe a touch of depression, traumas, especially in this kind of situation here. We have someone else. Someone else is in the middle trying to sabotage us. So, okay. Oh, boy. The fear, the anxiety, the guilt that they feel is because, and again, you would know this. I'm not telling you how it is or how you will feel or what will happen. I would be confirming to you how you do feel and what is happening. And only you would know this, okay? This is this shame, fear, guilt, sadness, depression over their mental health is because this person who wants to come towards you, who wants to move forward both emotionally, spiritually, maybe even, and from what I hear and what I feel so strongly, I don't know why I feel so strongly, but they are moving. Either they're packing, they're getting ready, or they're literally putting boxes into a truck to move during this month of July, and by the end of August, they're out of wherever they are. That's what I just heard. By the end of August, they're out of wherever they are. Maybe even mid-August. But the reason why there's this fear and this guilt is because there is something else. It may not be someone else, but there's something else that has been holding them back. Maybe they were in a really bad job situation that took up a lot of their time. Maybe they had some bad habits that created a lot of blocks between you and them, and that kind of resolution and reconciliation. Or maybe there was some other love relationship in this person's life that, from a point of respect, they're already with someone, so they can't come towards you. But again, what I'm hearing right now is they're moving for a reason. And I feel like the moving that they're doing is because they're breaking with whatever this is. Job, unhealthy patterns or cycles. We did see cycles come in reverse. Or that there's an ending of a relationship. And I'm getting the feeling that there is a newfound freedom where now they can come communicate towards you. Now, I understand that there'll be some people who watch this and say, well, they can come towards me anytime. If they really felt this way, they would just come forward and say something. But for all this person's, negative self-talk, I also feel like this person is a person of honor, like they were with somebody, or maybe their job was too demanding and they couldn't give you the time that you deserved and were owed if they were constantly being overworked. Or maybe they had some really bad habits that they knew would get in the way of connecting with you. And so all of those things needed to be given the respect, the time, the attention, and the proper action before they come forward. But again, in the process of addressing whatever this is, it created a lot of inner turmoil. At least that's what it feels like. So let's move on to clarification for guardian. Again, this could be someone's ancestor, a recently passed grandpa, grandma, auntie, uncle, something like that. But there is a guardian, and it's something that is encouraging this person to move forward. I have a card in my hand because it just came out, but I haven't finished my thought yet. So I wanted to wait to flip it over before I finish, so I can finish my thought. So the guardian card is, again, ancestor, but it also could be something, a spiritual guidance, a nudge from the universe, from their God, from their deity, from the energies they may or may not work with, from the stars, who knows? But they're getting the inclination, the nudge to move towards you. So the clarification from this is divorce. Now I see this two ways. Well, actually I see it three ways. This is right next to someone else. So this could be verifying what I just said, that the whole reason why that they're in this guilt, shame, and fear and anxiety is because they've been wanting to reconcile with you, but they couldn't because there was something or someone else that was in their life that didn't allow them enough time, space, or in some ways, or however you want to put it, the right to come forward. Like if they were already in another relationship, no matter how much they have feelings for you, they have to have respect for the person that they were with. And so they have to figure out the situation out first. If it was a job, it was dealing with getting another job. If it was the apartment that they're moving out of, or the home that they're moving out of, or the roommate situation that they're moving out of, they have to address those things. All of those things took time and planning and action and respect and time. Probably drove them a little nuts, having to kind of figure all of these things out in order to create a clear path to where they wanted to be, which is maybe making a confession. Now, the divorce card could be them splitting from a person, but also it could be that you or them are a divorcee or recently out of a relationship. But it could, take it as it resonates. Don't do the mental gymnastics. Only if it's your situation that it is. But it's not lost on me that these things are together, right next to each other. So it could be very much that they literally put themselves on hold because there were bad cycles that needed to be ended. There was a, not so great job situation. Maybe they weren't living in a safe area. Maybe the relationship that they were in was, disempowering, and it was hard to not only get out of the relationship but also get out of the relationship safely, or make sure that the person that they're parting ways from was okay. There's a lot right there, but let's see what they want to communicate. My goodness, this is supposed to be a short reading, and I'm looking at the clock right now and it's 11:11. Confirmation. I went through all of that and I haven't even looked at the clock once, and right now I'm looking at it. It's 11:11. 11:11 is an angel number, not just because my name is Angel, but they are called angel numbers or spiritual numbers. 11:11 is a mirrored number. Two 11s that are mirroring each other. Those are twin flames. That is soulmates. That is divine counterparts. Take it if it resonates. But I looked at the clock right when it was 11:11 and I was going through this. That's clarification and confirmation for someone. So, can I get some more clarification on this communicate card? This is what they want with you, collective. Commitment. Like this, This is so much in such a small amount of cards. This is and not only sorry, I tend to just jump into the energy that I'm feeling as I feel it. So I'm sorry if this reading feels choppy, but as the energy moves, so do I have to move in order to keep up with it. But it feels like the dreams that I've had basically all weekend, the dreams that I've had have been like verification of this reading, because everything that I'm feeling from this reading I felt in my dreams. The moving, the communication, the confession, the want to come forward, the apprehension to come forward, the leaving of the letter, like the angel I'm moving, but not being able to communicate in the dream when or how, because all of this, like, it's crazy. And at the bottom of the deck is an air sign. So if you are a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, this is especially pertinent for you. And more so if you could, let me be clear. Air signs is likely your big three, sun, moon, or rising. But it could be a stellium. It could be that you're encapsulating the air sign qualities. And air sign qualities is in light, and when they're balanced, it is fair, it is logical, it is intelligent, it is clear-sighted, it is diplomatic. But when, because every sign has their light, and then when they're out of balance, it's being indecisive, it's being in your head, it's overthinking so much to the point that you're like paralyzed by decision, or by choice rather. You're not sure what to do. So, and this feels like an air sign going through so much, like when to do it, when to not do it. Should I do it now? Should I not do it now? Writing something, then deleting it. Should I say something? I shouldn't say something. Should I move forward? Should I? That's what it feels like. So let me just go ahead and get into tarot. I'm going to put this right here. We're just going to get a card for each pairing, because the reading's already getting long. And unless something comes out that I'm like, Spirit is telling me absolutely keep going, I don't want to make this too much longer. Sorry. So for the confession and the sexuality card, we have the Four of Coins in reverse. So the Four of Coins is about being really tight-fisted. It is about building walls. And sometimes it can be a protective energy. Sometimes it can be a really stubborn energy. But the Four of Coins in reverse, there's something... and normally, I would say this is being kind of irresponsible, like playing it fast and loose kind of thing. But with confession and it being about something so personal, the Four of Cups, or pardon me, oh my gosh, I said Four of Cups. I meant Four of Coins. Four of Cups is about not being interested in like any other love offer, that they are focused on self or on something very specific. So I said that for a reason. It's not by chance that I said that. Four of Cups, this person may be thinking to themselves, there's no one else that I'd rather be with. Anyone else could offer me a cup of love, as they say. But there's no one else I'd rather be with other than collective. Now, going back to the Four of Coins here. Like I said, Four of Coins in reverse, usually I would say that as like playing it fast and loose and kind of, a little bit reckless, and not protecting themselves, overexposing themselves. But in this situation with the confession and something so personal, I'm reading this more as, rather than building a wall and keeping everything out, it's finally this person letting those walls down and actually being very open. And it's the difference between being tight-fisted and keeping everything inside, and finally being like, here's my heart. Here's everything. Here is all of me. That's what that feels like right there. this confession about, again, I know I said sexuality. It doesn't have to be just about like carnality. This could be about identity, orientation, proclivity, appetites, things that they are drawn to or, impassioned by, that maybe they hold guilt and shame about, and they worry about being judged. But I have a I have a sneaking inclination, collective, that you are not that person. You are not the person that would hold judgment, that you would hold space for this person, be kind and understanding, because there's so many types of people and it takes all kinds to make a world. So this person's worried, but I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like for the collective that you're not that type of person who holds that kind of judgment. You'll hold space for them and hold their likes and their wants and their needs sacred, because that's vulnerable for them. Now, let's get a card for they'll be back, and they're hoping to have a new honeymoon start. But let me reiterate that even though the honeymoon card came out, I do get the deep feeling they want a honeymoon with you, but they also understand that work needs to be put in. They can't just pop into your life out of nowhere and expect everything to be hunky-dory. This is why this needs to happen. Confession, vulnerability, openness, fresh, open conversations, being real, 100. I just heard friends before lovers. So maybe this person wants that honeymoon, but they understand that they need to build the base of true friendship and allow love and chemistry and carnality to intermingle with the friendship as time goes on to build a solid foundation. That's for someone. I mentioned it for a reason. Again, Chariot in reverse. Sorry, I don't mean to swear, but I just fucking said that they want to have that honeymoon, that happy, caught up in breathless nights and passion. They want that. But they also know that they can't just pop into your life, collective, out of nowhere and then expect it to be this intense. Again, I heard friends first, then to lovers. So building a true foundation, not just for a night, but for the long haul. The Chariot is about blazing forward, full steam, 100. The horses, the black and white horse, or the black and white horse, are in balance, and they're have their eye on the prize, and they're moving forward. Now again, with it in reverse, normally, depending on the cards around it, I would say with it in reverse, that means things are slowed down, things are bogged down, there are delays because people aren't on the same page. But when we have something like they'll be back, honeymoon, and I was getting the intuitive hit that this person wants to feel that honeymoon passion and love and connection, but they know on a deep level that they need to build vulnerability and friendship and learn how to take accountability and how to be vulnerable in order to grow and strengthen the bonds between it. That comes through friendship and love and, desire and passion. So they know that they have to go slow. They know they have to slow things down. This is not a matter of bogging things down and delay. This is purposefully pulling on the reins to be like, yes, I understand inside of deep in my corazón. I know that I want to be wrapped up in this person's arms with passion and love. However, that could get me into trouble because I'm not talking about the real things I need to be talking about. What I need to be doing is taking steps steady, paced, not stop, not deny yourself, but to take things at a steady pace and grow things slowly so things have time to marinate, to really take root. Because I think, oh my God, okay, hold on, let me put these cards down. I just heard the whole reason why this person is comfortable with fast passion and breathless nights and wanton carnalities and all that kind of stuff is because they get the feeling of closeness and intimacy through those nights of physical carnality and intimacy and connection in that way, because they know how to handle that. But then the next morning or in a couple of weeks, that fire, that chemistry tends to fizzle out if there isn't any friendship, any true connection other than just physical connection. But when it comes to really opening themselves up and saying, here I am, my whole heart, my everything. I'm trusting, here's my heart to hold. I'm trusting you with the deepest, most vulnerable parts of me. That kind of vulnerability can only be built and felt comfortable with when we're going slowly. And maybe that's the whole reason why this person collective has kind of moved at breakneck speed in other connections or other relationships, because it didn't allow for true intimacy to like seep down into the deepest parts and to take root. And that's what scared them about being with collective. It's collective, you showed them how deep your roots go. And they could see what that would be like if they truly allowed themselves to get close to you, to truly be seen by you, to truly be loved in not just a carnal way, but in a way that loves their ups and their downs, their strong points and their soft points, their serious and their weak, their silly and their stern, their strength and their wounds. All of that is terrifying for them. But in this wanting to come back, they know in order to build the true connection that they want, they have to go slow. Not just for the connection, but for themselves. My goodness. Okay, let's look at the health in someone else. 7 of Coins. 7 of Coins is about investing. It's interesting that the 7 of Coins came out for this kind of in this reading, I said it before, but I'll say it again, where I see it as kind of like negative self-talk, shame, guilt, fear, anxiety. And all of that having to do with them holding those feelings in because they want to come towards you, but there was something else. Could be a person, definitely could be a third party, but also could be like a wildly demanding work schedule that wouldn't allow for a healthy relationship, or bad habits and bad cycles. Regardless of what it was, it took a lot of planning. It took this person having to recognize, look at themselves and say, this is something that I need to move away from, because what I want to plant in the ground and see things grow are these kind of roots. Remember, I was just talking about that they saw how deep your roots were. They saw how genuine you are. They saw how deep and emotional they could get with you, and that scared them. But they're at the point now that they want to plant that seed with you. They want to go that deep with you. They want to be able to build a firm foundation. They want to be like the great oak tree where the roots go far down into the earth and the branches go high up into the sky. The balance of earth and sky. You may be, again, an air sign, but I said earth, so you collective, you may have some earth sign, or they may have some earth sign in their chart. And I really feel like it's one of the big 3, the sun, moon, and rising. But they want to plant this seed with you. It's taking time, just like with real farming. You can't just throw a seed in the ground and water and hope for the best. You have to know the right season, the right dirt conditions, what it needs, how much sun, how much water, how much plant food. There are conditions in order to make sure that plant grows in a healthy way, and you're setting it up for success, right? You got to make sure that you're setting it up for success. So that's why you got to sit and you got to think how to take it slow. Talk about all the things that you need to talk about. Give it all the things it needs to grow in a healthy way. And one of those things, before you plant a seed, is you got to remove the weeds. There's something that was blocking their path to you, collective. Again, third party energy doesn't have to be a person, could be a lot of different things, but whatever it was definitely a block for them. And it's taken them a while, but they're finally putting their hands in the ground and weeding their garden so they can plant a seed with you. One that will grow a beautiful garden of their soul. like your soul. And like I said, I saw the 11:11 on the clock. This is not just any connection. This is something special. Whether or not you resonate with words like twin flame, soulmate, divine counterpart, the red thread of fate, whatever it is to you, this is not just any connection. And the right collective would know it. Because again, I'm not telling you how you should feel or how you will feel. I'm telling you, and I'm confirming to you that's what you're feeling now. It's how you have been feeling. This is what they have been going through. Okay, so guardian and divorce. Whoa, got a stack of cards. So I'm not going to take all these cards, but I'm going to show you the ones that I saw that came out at the top. We have the Star and the Magician right there. Star is Aquarian energy. Aquarian is an air sign. Then we have Judgment. So, and I just saw that the Hierophant was down there, which is an earth sign. So, just a little confirmation there. Okay, so guardian and divorce. Queen of Wands. Your ancestors, your guides, your gods, your deity, the cosmos, the stars, the sun, the moon, whatever has been incentivizing, prompting this person to come talk to you, they're ready to take action. Because the Queen of Wands is an action taker, but she's also a manifester. I like to think of her as like the magician of the minor arcana, or the witch, or the seer of the great manifester of the minor arcana. She knows what she has, and she makes the best of the situation she's in. She moves the parts around in order to create the life that she wants. The Queen of Wands is charismatic. She's charming. She's very attractive. And this doesn't mean it has to be a woman. These are just attributes. Ambitious, charming, wildly attractive, knows their worth, and is ready to move things around to create the reality that they want. This guardian energy has been helping this person realize what matters most to them. And whatever is happening here, this separation energy, they broke away from a job, bad habits, a disempowering relationship. Perhaps you, collective, broke away from a job, a disempowering relationship, bad cycles. Maybe you both were doing this, but the Queen of Wands is here to be like, this manifestation energy is coming in strong. Not just because it showed up, but because spirit, guardian, guides, sun, moon, stars, cosmos, whatever is backing this, is helping this person manifest. This person may even be manifesting you and not even realizing it, collective. Like, if they're not a spiritual person, they may not even realize that they're manifesting you, that pulling your energy closer to them, wrapping your energy around them like a coat or a blanket of comfort. When they think about you, when they think about your name, the way your perfume smells or your cologne smells, your laugh, the way you stare at them, the things that you love, they see your name everywhere. They see numbers that remind them of you. They see symbols that remind them of you. You are on their mind all the time, and in them thinking of you that often is them manifesting you into their life and wrapping your energy around them like a comfort blanket. You would be feeling that. You would be feeling that, collective, in the sense that you would be at like a grocery store picking up, your favorite bagels, and all of a sudden this person comes into your head out of nowhere. It's because you are on their mind, and they're focusing so much of their energy on closing out bad cycles, leaving bad cycles, job, relationship, habits. They're so focused on communication, confession, wanting to come back, moving. Again, I'm being reminded of my dreams where this person comes to me and says, Angel, I'm moving. Wrote a letter. Second dream, Angel, I'm moving. And If it resonates, it resonates. This person is already in the process of moving things, and they will be moved out or out of their old place by mid-August or end of August. This is what I'm feeling. Don't know why, but that's what I'm feeling. Because they want to make it happen. They're encapsulating this. I need to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen because I know this is meant to be. No ifs, ands, or buts. There was a point in their life, I do feel like, that maybe they kind of second guessed it or didn't realize what it was. But they for damn sure know what it is now because they are manifesting it. They're wanting it. You're their end goal, their finish line, their happily ever after. So, last card. Communicate commitment. Let's just also point out that they want to communicate commitment. They want commitment with you. Point blank, period. They want to communicate that they want some sort of commitment with you. Whether or not that's marriage, engagement, moving in, long-term, domestic bliss, whatever it is that works out for you guys, whatever that means for you all. Okay, well, we have 3, and I will take 3. So the first one is the world. The world is about moving forward in positive ways. It also is about culmination, completion, the end of one chapter and moving into the next. The end of one chapter and moving into the next. When I say this person is manifesting you and has you in their mind as their goal, their happiness. Well, I won't say happiness because they should know that their happiness comes from them. Collective, you can add to their happiness, but you can't be the sole point of their happiness because that will never work. That's not healthy. They have to understand that they are responsible for their happiness, their mental health, and you can add to it and advocate for them and support them, but you can't be their happiness. But they can feel like this is a fated connection. And I do believe in that. I believe we have connections in our lives that we are fated. We are destined to connect with because it is part of how we learn and grow and raise our vibrations and connect and understand. Like love is love, but love becomes spiritual and soul enriching when we find that person that really forces us and challenges us to see who we are for real. Like who we are inside. We wear a mask a lot of the time, collective. When we go out in the, to work, out with friends, we're shaped by society and media and all that kind of stuff. But for someone to see you, who you are in your most nude moment, and I don't mean like physically nude, but like your most honest moment and energy, that is a true gift. To have someone see you for who you really are and love every part of you, all your edges and your bumps and breaks and wounds, and also your light and your love and your joy. This is about finding that. Ending a chapter of old cycles, disempowering relationships, bad jobs, and moving into a different life for yourself. Now, don't be afraid of this card. This is the Death card. The Death card isn't about death, but it means transformation. When the World card comes in, it's about the ending of an old cycle. You can think about it as, have you ever seen those ads for the New Year's where it's always the old year, the past year that's leaving as a new year is ringing in? It shows an old man holding a little baby. The old man represents the old year that's passing, and the baby represents the new year. It's similar to that. The Death card literally means the transition period from one part of your life into the next chapter. It is the caterpillar moving into a butterfly. It is the old year moving into the new year. It is the sun setting so that a new day can rise. It is not true death, but it's metaphorical. It is transmutation. It is transformation. It is metamorphosis. It is the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the 2.0 version of their life, of your life. So for the world to be here, to be like, hey, we're ending this chapter and we're moving into a bright new future, it is confirmed by the fact that the Death card is here. The old has to leave or fade away so that the new can be born. The old ways have to be left behind so that new ways, communicate and commitment can be born. Okay, the last card is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is defending energy, not defensive, defending. This is, and depending on the cards that are around it, it can mean defensive. But when it comes to this, communicate that you want to be committed, that you're ready to end one chapter and move into the next happy chapter of your life, like a phoenix rising from your ashes and into become the new firebird, or the caterpillar from its earthly form into its form of a butterfly that flies like an air sign. This is defending that. This energy, the Seven of Wands energy, is this person collective understands that you are part of their new beginning. You are part of the happiness that they want to create for themselves. You are part of their happily ever after, and they are willing to fight for it tooth and nail. Nothing is going to tear them away from this goal for themselves. The only thing that would stop them is if you said, collective, I'm sorry, I don't want to be with you. Literally, that's the only thing that they could stop. And, they would have to, because you have full free will. And understand, I'm saying all of this stuff, collective, and if you don't want it, you don't have to take it. But then again, this wouldn't be your reading. This is for someone who, I guess in a way, when they hear this, they take a deep breath and they're like, okay, what I've been feeling, this is confirmation for it. This is what I've been feeling. That this is not an if, this is a when. It's not if we get together, it's when we're together. This person, collective, knows that you are part of the new chapter, the new life, the new happiness that they want to set up for themselves, but they just have to be the one to move their life along, because it's their life. The ball's in their court. But once they get to this point, this transformational point where they recognize the path is cleared, they've cleared themselves a path away from old patterns, old disempowering relationships, old, cruddy, unfair jobs, or whatever it is. Once they've cleared their path and they recognize that they are in charge of their own reality, their own fate, their own happiness, and what they add to their happiness, and they recognize that your energy is willing to work with them when they take it slow to build friendship first, into love, into companionship, into passion, that's the kind of shit that they will throw down for. They will fight tooth and nail for you. They will defend what is sacred to them. And that's this love, this connection. And that is the reading. Sorry, my cards got all messy. And sorry it was such a long reading, but you know what? I haven't read for 3 weeks. And I've been wanting to read. It just, all my cards are in boxes and packed up. And anyways, I hope this resonated and gave somebody perspective. And again, like I said, this isn't for everyone. If it pulls on that heartstring and it made you feel something and it made you go, this is exactly how I've been feeling, then this is for you. And if it didn't do that for you, that's okay. It's someone else's reading, and maybe yours will be a different time. At any rate, thank you so much for stopping by. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next reading. Hopefully in a couple of days.